Well, welcome everyone. We're doing ballet and Bharatanatyam. Today we are starting first with ballet. We'll do a half an hour of each. If you're joining us new this week, welcome. We recommend that you go back and see some of our earlier classes because it has been a progressive program. If you're joining us live, we really want to make this class accessible. So please ask us whatever questions you need to have a great time joining us today. What else did I forget of our opening?
Introductions.
Like who we are. I'm Kristen. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm one of the ballet instructors.
I'm Jackie. I'm one of the other ballet instructors. I'm the only other ballet instructor, and I use she, her pronouns as well.
And my name is Anjali. I'm one of the Bharatanatyam instructors, and I use the pronoun she, her.
And I'm Anita. I'm another Bharatanatyam instructor, and I use the pronoun she, her. And we also have Shruti, who is running a bit late, but she's going to be joining us in a bit. She's another Bharatanatyam instructor, and she goes by she, her as well.
And we have our participant today. Hello, hello. Welcome back. All right, well, I suppose we'll get started. So I'll be spotlighted today for ballet. And we are gonna try to do kind of like a bar routine on the shorter side, try to get as much in as we have done so far. And then we want to get to port de bras, do some more port de bras, which especially as we start to think of like a show for the future and potential rehearsals, it's a great thing to be practicing the carriage of the arms because that's such a thing that shows up well on stage. Anything you want to add, Jackie, before we get started?
No, I think that was good.
I'll turn my computer. You can see my messy kitchen. So let's just do our standard. Can you guys still hear me over here? Can you hear me?
Do you want me to count,
Yes.
Kristen?
What'd you say, Jackie?
Do you want me to count?
That would be lovely. That would be awesome.
I'm sitting here doing nothing anyway. So.
I know you do it all typically. Yes, let's just do our standard 2 demi-pliés and a grand plié. We'll do it in first, second, fourth, and fifth. We can practice our little susu turn. Yeah. Sound good?
Yeah.
I think you'll have to see. Oh man, I don't want to show my bottom. Maybe I'll just do it in center. Maybe I'll try that. How's that look? Does that look okay?
Yeah, I think that looks good. You can't see your feet, but you don't really need your feet for pliés.
Yeah, I'll put my left hand on the hip to get started and pretend it's on a bar. So if you're using a bar, you can, or a chair or the wall or something, you can put your hand there.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, allongé 5, 6, 7, 8, demi 1, 2, stretch 3, 4, demi 5, 6, stretch 7, 8, grand plie 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, tendu 7, 8, demi 1, 2, stretch 3, 4, demi 5, 6, stretch 7, 8, grand plie 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, tendu 7, 8, demi 1, 2, 3, 4, demi 5, 6, 7, 8, grand plie 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, demi 1, 2, stretch 3, 4, demi 5, 6, stretch 7, 8, grand plie 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you want to do your soutenu turn, plie, sous, and turn around to the other side. And then we'll tendu to first and take a quick breather if you need it. 1, 2, 3, 4, allongé, 5, 6, 7, 8. Demi, 1, 2, 3, 4, demi, 5, 6, 7, 8. Grand plie, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Demi, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Grand plie, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tendu, 7. Demi, 1, 2, 3, 4. Demi, 5, 6, 7, 8. Grand plie, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Demi, 1, 2, 3, 4. Demi, 5, 6, 7, 8. Grand plie, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tendu first, or plie, soutenu turn if you want, and close. Good job.
I decided I wasn't feeling the grand plies in 4th and 5th today. With my tummy and no support, I was like, it's just not gonna go well.
I think that was good. I was watching you all, which I normally don't get to do, so this was exciting for me. It was really good. One thing I noticed, and I know it's something I also need to work on, but I think in just thinking of if we're moving, towards maybe prepping towards choreography at some point, really using, and it's probably not as fun because my voice is like not the most fun thing to listen to, use all of your counts to do a movement. So I often see where you kind of stop at the bottom of the demi-plie and then you stop at the top, you stop in between. So really trying to use all of your counts in that demi-plie and never, think of never stopping the movement. Use all of those counts. So like plie is an action verb. It's not an action verb, a verb. It's not a position. So that's kind of the way you think about it, is that it's constantly moving because it's a verb, not a position.
I love that. Thank you. And it gave me a moment to figure out a spot where you can see my feet a little bit better with the camera. Cool. Should we do, we talked about doing that combination again with the battement tendu san, battement tendu jeté, and battement tendu releve lant.
Mm-hmm.
Should we do that?
Yeah. Do you remember what it was?
I think it was.
Oh, I remember. So it's tendu 1, 2, dégagé 3, 4, battement tendu lant 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, dégagé 5, 6, tendu 7, 8. Right, that one?
Oh yeah, it went up and then it went down. That's right. 1. So just the san. 1, 2, the jeté. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sound good? What reminders do you need before we launch into that?
I would say it's really easy to think about your feet a lot and or how much your legs are hurting. So as though you need more things to think about, one additional thing is to really make sure that you're lifted in your upper body. And you don't even have to keep your arm out. You can just put your arm on your hip or out in second, but just making sure that you're consciously thinking of your upper body, because it will make the rest of it easier. And if your arm is out in second, just remembering to keep it lifted. It's easy to let it droop if you're focusing on your legs.
And if you want to add in the head, just like we were talking about last week, when it goes forward, you look straight over your arm. When it goes to the side, you look front. When it goes to the back, you peek into that mirror in the palm of your hand. You like peek at your reflection. Like, how's my lipstick? Cool.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
I'll try to count fast so it's not too hard.
Oh, and I'll do, just so you guys aren't confused, when we go and do our turn, I'll turn back around and then switch hands. Is that way too confusing, or is that gonna work okay? I'll go to my other bar over here. Just trying to figure out a way to get my whole body in as much as possible.
So it looks really good. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, allongé 5, 6, 7, 8, tendu 1, 2, dégagé 3, 4, lant 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, jeté, and tendu. Side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back 1, 2, jeté 3, 4, lant 5, 6, 7, 8, down 1, 2, 3, 4, jeté 5, 6, tendu 7, 8, side 1, 2, jeté 3, 4, lant 5, 6, 7, 8, down 1, 2, 3, 4, jeté 5, 6, 7, 8. Plie, sous, and turn. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, allongé 5, 6, 7, 8, tendu 1, 2, jeté 3, 4, lant 5, 6, 7, 8, down 1, 2, 3, 4, jeté 5, 6, tendu 7, 8, side 1, 2, jeté 3, 4, lant 5, 6, 7, 8, down 1, 2, 3, 4, jeté 5, 6, tendu 7, back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, jeté 5, 6, 7, 8, side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, jeté 5, 6, tendu 7, 8, plie, sous, and turn. And then plie and rest. Good.
Woo!
I would say one thing to think about is making sure that your legs are straight the entire time, and that you're not, that when you lift the leg up in the battement tendue, that it's, you think about it coming from your toe, like your toes are pointing so hard and they're reaching out so far that it's lifting your leg. I'm seeing a lot of people lifting their hips to get their leg up higher. It's okay if your leg doesn't go up very high. You just want it to be in the proper alignment with your hip square. So think about if, and I think it just helps if you think about it coming almost from like your toes pointing so hard, and the focus is less on your hips lifting.
Lily, it looks like you're saying something, but I can't hear you. Is that just me?
We can't hear you.
Hear you. Do you want to type
You're
it out?
excited?
And it looks like you're unmuted, so we should hear you.
Maybe her audio is not connected. Yes, your foot should come into first position or fifth position in between each one.
Yeah, hit the ground after each movement. Yeah, so in the first we do Tendu San, which stays on the floor. And then the Batma Tendu Jete is a Batma Tendu San, and then it raises. So the beginning of all three of these like heights is identical. It's that like small tendu. And then from there it grows depending on what you're doing. I hope that helps. Oh, she popped off for a moment anyway.
Yeah, we lost her, yeah.
I just admitted her back. So I think she might have tried refreshing or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it working now? Try unmuting.
Any luck?
Yes.
Got it.
Amazing.
All
Kristen, do you want to show it again? Quick.
Oh, say it again. Yeah. So I was saying that the Batma Tendu San is the first one and it's little. And then that's what the other two heights start with. So you do a Batma Tendu San, and then it grows for the Jete or even higher for the Batma Tendu Lan. And then it goes back through that same like Batma Tendu San movement that you start with. Does that help to answer your question? Sounds good. Well, shall we do maybe just some a rondejam exercise, and then we'll have plenty of time to do some port de bras. That sounds like a good plan. Yeah. I'm wondering, so last week we did an exercise where we did rondejam, which is the circling of the foot par terre, and then we did it in the air, and then we did the my teacher's versions in the air. I wonder, we would just go straight out, Jackie. I know last week we went forward, side.
Yeah, we can go straight out.
What's that?
I think we should go straight out. As I was doing it, I was like, I'm making this so complicated.
And we could maybe even do like a few in a row.
Mm-hmm.
If that might help kind of like get that weird movement. Yeah. Cool. What was the exercise we did last week? We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Was that it?
Yeah, and then I think we just did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like we did one slow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, close 7, 8. One, and then we did 2, 4 count rondejam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And then the same in the air.
And then we did it on layer.
Oh, and then we could. That's right.
We might have reversed it. Yeah, we might have done it par terre, en dehors, par terre, en dedans, and then en layer, en dehors, en layer, en dedans, and then en layer, en dehors, en layer, en dedans.
Sounds good. Should we just do that same exercise then?
Yeah, but do you want to change that last piece?
Yeah, and then we could go. Well, we would come out on 8 always. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Does that make sense for the count?
Yeah, then how do you go to the other side now? Or to the other direction?
Yeah. So here I'm circling forward. I swear we circled back too, where we would go straight out, circle back, straight out, circle back.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm saying counting wise, how do you want to do it? Sorry, I wasn't clear.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the air. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can we do that?
Yeah, we can cheat it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, that works. And then just do the whole thing on day down.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's do that. I think that is a little different than what we talked about, but
it works.
yeah.
Is that clear to everyone? Kind of,
Does
sort of.
on day down mean backwards? Like from the, like going back? Okay.
So on day or is front to back, and on day dawn is back to front.
And I always get so confused with the on to or and on to don. For some reason, it helps some people to think like on to or out the door, but I don't understand how that's helpful. Do you get it, Jackie?
I mean, I get it when they're like, yeah, you're opening, but I'm like, well, when I'm doing it from the back, I'm opening from the back. Like, to me, it doesn't make sense. I just think like, I don't know. I just have learned like or is front to back, don is back to front, but
I
don't have
never
a trick.
understood the directions or like which, they're like, oh, it's an outside turn. I'm like, I don't get why.
Yeah, I just remember like in my mind, it was just like on day dun, like it sounds like dun dun dun, like so it's bad, and I don't like coming from the back. Like that was the only way I could think of it, like that way.
I was gonna say I do have a question about like the knee. I don't know what it's called when you're taking your knee and you're putting it in circles. I feel like that was probably the hardest part for me, even like to just isolate that movement. I guess like as we're doing it, do you have any recommendations and maybe what should we be focusing on, or certain muscles we should pull or kind of hold tight to kind of help with that?
Yeah. So there's two versions of rond de jambe and l'air, and kind of depending on your teacher and which style, they're gonna have like a huge preference. And like my teacher never even let us do these ones. Like he had a huge issue with them. So we only did these. So you go into like a jeté from the hip to the knee, nothing moves. The only thing that moves is the toe comes into the leg in that sur la coup de pied position. And then it does the tiniest little circle forward that you can do without moving your thigh. So it's just this like tiny, tiny movement. And it's intended, I think, just to train like those little muscles and like your, I don't know what's in your joints, but does that help at all?
Yeah, that
My
helps.
teacher would talk about drawing teardrops with your feet, if that helps as far as a visualization.
Can you say that again? What did you say, Jackie?
My teacher would describe it as drawing teardrops with your feet,
Oh, okay.
if that helps.
Yeah, okay.
That like with like the tear, like the duct of the tear, I guess. The pointy part like on the inside, right? Like kind of going out like that. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's just like so tiny. Like it'll probably almost just look like we're going in and out, but you're asking your body to do this like just little minuscule movement. And I really feel it like working in my hip. Like it's asking something of me to get that like tiny little movement. And I think that's the goal. Yeah. And just a reminder that cervicopied position is right here on your ankle. We've been talking about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kind of right here on your ankle bone. It's where it comes in and out from. Yeah. Cool. Let's try it.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, allongé, 5, 6, 7, 8. Slow, 1, 2, side, 3, 4, back, 5, 6, close, 7, 8, faster, 1, 2, 3, 4, again, 5, 6, 7, on layer, 1, 2, side, 3, 4, back, 5, 6, close, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, cheat this one, 7, bring it back out, and 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, close, 8. Ande done. 1, 2, side, 3, 4, front, 5, 6, close, 7, 8, faster, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On layer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Faster, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bring it back out, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Undo, close. And then if you want to scoot new to the other side, we can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, allongé, 5, 6, 7, 8. Front, 2, side, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Faster, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On layer. 1, 2, side, 3, 4, back, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bring it in and out, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ande dan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Close. 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On layer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bring it in and out, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And close. And Susu, turn if you want. And breathe. We're at 7:30.
Yeah.
I just have one quick comment to think about for next week. Really make sure as you're doing all different types of these rondejons that your foot, that you're really pointing your toes and that you're working to not sickle the foot. I know we talked about it probably a month or so ago where we went into a lot of detail about kind of that foot alignment. So really making sure that your foot is either straight. Yep. So Kristen's showing what stickling looks like. That's bad. We don't want stickling. So either going straight or pronating it, winging it out a little bit is even preferred if you have that flexibility. So we just really want to make sure as we're doing the ronde-jambs that you're leading with the gem on the imaginary gem on the inside of your foot in all the types of the ronde-jambs. Really important. So something to focus on next week.
Actually, a quick question. You talked about like not lifting your hip to like keep everything in alignment. So like, do you have any suggestions for like balance? Because like I noticed like when I started focusing on it, that's exactly what I was doing in like the first set of exercises. And I was falling off balance more when I realized I had to focus on keeping my stationary leg really solid in order to like make sure I'm isolating the movements from like just my hip and then like my knees for the tendu. So do you have any like suggestions for balance?
Could you show us real quick?
Yeah. So like
you won't be, you're not everyone can see you, but me and Jackie.
You're fine. Even if they could, you know, the embarrassment will teach someone something. But like I haven't been doing the like elonge and stuff just so I can like focus on it. So like when I'm going out like this on each side, I'm like my torso wants to tilt out. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's preventing me. So like when I bring myself back to first position, I want to lift my hip and I end up bending my knee in the process. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. I think some of it I think will just come with time.
Okay.
I think you're kind of wanting to like counteract, like your leg is out, which is a weight out to the right maybe. And so your body's wanting to go like left a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so part of it will be like developing your core
Right.
to like stay up straight while you're able to like hold your leg out to the side.
Okay.
So I think just like really thinking about what the goal is and like just being okay if you're not there today.
Definitely. Do you have any like suggestions for like exercises to like build that sort of core strength? Because I know like crunches is like what people say like get abs, but I don't know if that necessarily develops like core strength.
My sister came in, she's a physical therapist, and she was like, women don't have strong enough cores. And she's like, and by core, I mean like all the way to, what was it? I don't remember the word, like essentially like inside of you, like really inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was saying you almost want to be thinking about, your pelvic floor, that's the word.
Yeah, the pelvic floor muscles.
Like when we're doing these core things, you want to be thinking about like lifting the pelvic floor.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Oh, it's like a Kegel,
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Which I don't like naturally do. Like
that's definitely not something I'm thinking about on a day-to-day basis.
So every time, go
ahead. Finish what you're saying.
I was gonna say every time we think about like alignment, it's not just like what we see in the mirror, it's also like lifting that pelvic floor.
Right. Okay.
I
that
notice
makes a lot of
sometimes
sense.
I get like an extra boost of stability when I do that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I would say too, for me, and I think again, a huge thing about you'll learn with ballet, and it's probably the same with Bharatanatyam as well, is like the same move, different people will feel it in different spots. It will look different on the same people, and different tips will work just based on your body proportions and what's strong and what's
definitely
it's different. So for me, with kind of the issue you're having where you're leaning or you're having to bend your knee to get it in, I really think about lifting my butt, like the of the standing leg. So I really think about lifting that, like underneath that butt cheek, like really lifting that piece. Sorry, that's kind of vulgar, but right there, that's where I think of. That's where I think of lifting. Too.
Okay, thank you so much for the advice.
I'm stronger there.
Amazing.
Well, I'll do like the fastest reverence of our life since we're 5 minutes over. All right, let's just keep it super simple. Just standing first, arms in preparatory. Take a step out. Second, point. Bring that foot back, allongé, curtsy. Left foot out, point. Right foot back, curtsy. Yay! Thank you, everyone. Thanks for putting up with my crazy kitchen bar area.
Thanks for hopping in for me, Kristen.
Yeah, no problem. It's kind of fun.
Mhm.
Thank you, Kristen and Jackie. My body already feels warmed up.
Oh, and I was gonna say we didn't get to port de bras, but I think that's totally fine because we went over that like rond de jambe and l'air today, and we'll get to it some other time. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so we will start with Namaskaram. So I think our last class was 2 weeks ago, and I see that Shruti joined. So we have our third instructor on the call as well. We have kind of the past couple weeks gone through Pakadava, and so we'll kind of be reviewing the 4 that we did today, that we've done so far. We'll be reviewing them today, and we'll kind of utilize the first and the second as our warm-up itself, since we're already warm from ballet for the most part, and we'll focus on just making sure we got the 3rd and the 4th down so that we can move on to other things. So we'll start with Namaskaram. Just follow along again, and we'll try to get to either Uttami or I think hand gestures at the end, one of the 2. But yep, 2 hands in Kataka Mukha, and come to a standing position. And again, for those who are watching for the first time on YouTube, this is something that we do at the beginning of every class, and we break down in previous weeks. So, Dalangu takadimi takatadinginatom takadimi takajanu. Takadimi takajanu, 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 tam. All right, we will do nare. We'll do it super quick. Again, this is just walking. So walking on beat, and I will be clapping along. And try to find a space where you have enough room. All right, same tips as always, just bring in your step, hands behind your back straight. Talangu takadimi takadadinginatom, takadimi takajanu, takadimi takajanu, takadimi takajanu, takadimi takajanu, takadimi takajanu. Takadimi takajanu, takadimi takajanu, takadimi tam. Okay, looks good. We'll do one more time, a little bit faster. I'll give everybody a second to get back. Okay. Talangu takadimi takadadinginatom, takadimi takajanu, takadimi takajanu. Takadimi takajanu, takadimi takajanu, takadimi takajanu, takadimi takajanu, takadimi takajanu, takadimi tak. All right. We will then start with Pakadava to start with. So we will be spotlighting Shruti. All right. Okay, so we'll be starting with the first one. The first one again in this series, our hands are in Pataka in front of us. Let's see how we look like for time. We'll kind of run through today. So yep, so she just kind of goes to one side, she goes to the other side, like she's showing, quick demo, hands in 3 Pataka. While going to the right, her left hand comes forward, and similarly, she switches hands. And then we do the same thing on the left side. Yep. Okay. And we'll just give a quick little preview if you can finish that up. Perfect. Do we want to do that as just whatever you just showed, or do you want to do 2 of those? Okay, we'll do.
I was gonna say, do you want to show, we can show number 2 and then do the both of them together. Is that what you're saying, Anjali?
I just meant like twice of this.
Oh, got it. Sorry.
Yeah. We can stop between the two just because it directionally. I like your top, Shruti. Looks nice. All right, so we'll get started. Sitting in Aramundi with your hands in Pataka. And 3 seconds, okay. Talangu takadimi takata tinginatom ta te te ta de te te ta ta te te ta de te te ta. Left ta te te ta de te te ta ta te te ta de te. Second speed. Ta te te ta de te te ta ta te te ta de te te ta. Left ta te te ta de te te ta ta te te ta de te te ta. Great job. I kind of surprised you there at second speed, but everybody adjusted very well, which is great. So yeah, I kind of started off with this slower speed, but since we're comfortable with this one, challenge yourself with the second speed to still stay sitting as much as possible. Again, with the knees turned out like Shruti is showing us, we really want to kind of get a nice stretching those hips out and nicely kind of sitting. And again, if right now bending isn't coming naturally, stick with staying straight. We can add that type of thing in later. All right, so the second one is in hands and Kataka. We go up to Alabadma. Yep, and we go out to the side and we come back straight above the head. And then we do the left side. Again, feet are very similar to the first one. They're kind of going back and forth. And now, because we start with the right side, our right hand and right leg are going to go forward. And we're going to come back. And similarly, left side comes forward. And left side comes back. And then we're going to do all of that then on the left side. So left, back, right, back. But the only difference now is left forward first and then right forward first. All right, any questions or a couple thumbs up? Good. Okay, we'll maybe do one speed for this one since it's a little bit longer because we have the coming forward and stuff like that. Instead of doing first speed and second speed, I might try to just find a good middle speed. All right, so we'll start sitting. Dalangu takadimi takata tinginatom ta te te ta de te te ta ta te te ta de te te ta. Right ta te te ta de te te ta ta te te ta de te te ta. Left ta te te ta de te te ta ta te te ta de te te ta. Left ta te te ta de te te ta. Right ta te te ta de te te ta. Woo, great job. Everyone's posture looks really good. I'm seeing really good Aramundi and I'm seeing really good no one's slouching, which is really good to see. And that's coming naturally to a lot of you guys. So good job. The one thing I was going to say, and this is a very minor thing, is as you're continuing to practice with any of these hastas, and you can practice this when we do hand gestures, hastas, at the end of class at times, is if you kind of notice, I guess, Shruti's kind of holding them straight. If you want to show Shruti, she's not really breaking the wrist to have anything turned downwards. Or I guess, yeah. So when you have those elbows level, you know, the elbows aren't too high where the elbows are coming to your ears, right? And then the similarly, the elbows aren't lowered. They're kind of nice and straight. So everyone's doing a great job for the most part. Probably if anything, when you're extending it out towards the audience, just make sure to give that a nice stretch. And it kind of goes with actually what Jackie's comment was for ballet, use the full count. Even in second speed, it's still not that fast, where 1, 2, 3, 4, da, they, da, to get all the way out and come all the way in. You have time for that nice long elongation of the arms. Yeah. All right, shall we move on to third and fourth?
Sounds good. All right, we'll do a quick review of third first with Anjali, and then she'll walk us through fourth. So third is very similar again. You're first going to start with your hands in dola in the center. And so your hands are going to go up and out, very similar to the last one, and then going back in. And you do it for your left. And again, directionally, right? You're going to go front with the right first, and then then secondly with the left. And the feet is very similar, except instead of beating your first time, you're going to take that heel, sweep it forward. So for that ta, you sweep. They, you're going to put it to the side, and then they, again, the kutta kind of goes in the back again. I think, and then, yep, you do the same on the left. If you just want to quickly demo the front, or yes, yep. And then demo the front really quickly. So we're just kind of running through again. If you want more of a breakdown, please check out some of our earlier videos. We can definitely break a little bit more. All right. Is everybody ready? I'm going to give it a few seconds. Okay. Ta lang gu tak di mi tak ta dingi ne tom ta te ta de te ta ta te ta de te front ta te ta de te ta ta te ta de ta left ta te ta de ta ta te ta de sit lower ta te ta de ta ta te ta de ta. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it looked great. And the reason I add sit lower is because sometimes your thighs are burning and you think you're sitting down, but you can always push yourself to go further. So, all right, Anjali, do you want to walk through fourth?
Sure. All right, good suggestions on the third though. But yeah, definitely to keep going, keep sitting lower. I myself tend to rise as well. So fourth is a little bit different than what we've done for second and third. We're gonna be going a little bit more side to side. So again, for just the hands, your hands are gonna be in Kataka Mukha, and I'll kind of sit and show. We're gonna start with raising our hands to Alapadma, up at top. You're gonna follow your right hand to the best of your ability of following your hand. It's hard right now, it definitely looks straight. You're gonna follow your hand all the way to the bottom and come back up. Similarly, your hand goes up. You're gonna follow your left hand down all the way, and then it comes back. Your feet, so you're gonna start by doing a little jump to your right. This is very similar to how in the 8th step in Nakdaba, we kind of did this jump step here and we lifted our leg, right? This is kind of similar to that hop. And instead, we'll step with our left, put our right toe behind, left, right toe behind, left, right toe behind, and I believe left and right toe behind. So you get a jump and then you get a full 8 count. Similarly, you get a jump and you get a full 8 count. So hands and legs together will be during the jump is when your hands shoot up in Alapadma, and slowly you're going to make your way to this side while following your right hand. Again, if following your hand is hard, I would look straight. What can be easy to incorporate now is following your hands down and bringing them up again. And similarly, you're going to jump to the left and you're going to come this way. Again, you can look straight for now. And one thing that's easy to incorporate right now is following the hands down and coming up again. Anita, anything else that you think would help? Or you can count?
Yep, no, I think that's good.
Can you remind me of the directions again? Like we do the right side first, but we jump.
Yeah, so you're going to jump to the right first. I guess that's why I even think of looking early on, because I think of it as we are starting with the right side, because we jump to the right, we move to the left, but think of it as like, this is still my dominant side that I'm focusing my attention on, which is my right side. And then I jump to the left, and I still give my attention to the left side, is how I'm thinking about it mentally, if you want to think of right side, left side. But directional, you are jumping to the left, right? You are moving to your left. You are jumping to your left because now you're already here, and you're moving back to the right. And it's a pretty simple, you're just going back and forth. So usually for counts, you can do a full 8 count for both sides for one speed, if that helps.
All right. So, talang guta di mita kata dingina tom ta te ta de te ta ta te ta de te. We'll do once more. Ta te ta de te ta ta te ta de ta. That looks really good. Any questions from anyone on the call?
And I should clarify, I misspoke. So it's ta, te, ta, de, ta. You do end up on your front foot. So if you're feeling that, then that's happening. That is correct. It's a little weird because I think in other steps, we end with the foot in the back. In this step, because you're just jumping first for that first count, to finish off the 8 count, you're actually ending on either this foot or on this side, you're ending on this foot. So just something that could potentially be confusing. Other tips from last week. Another thing is for this, again, you don't want your hands to be out here somewhere, and you also don't want them to be back here. Just a nice,
Actually, I do have one quick question. For the jump, it is a jump forward, right? Like not in place facing the designated direction?
Correct. Yeah, good question. Probably because my angles are a little bit hard to see here. But if I was doing it where this is the front of the room, I actually jump a little bit to here. So a little bit to the front, right about right here. So a little bit at the angle and a little bit to the front. And then I move to the side. And similarly on the left side, just slightly to the front. Anything else? And again, this step is used in, I would say again, there's always like 4 or 5 steps that people associate sometimes with classical dance forms. This is one that I would say that I've at least seen interpreted and used very often. And you can use it to circle, people use it more so to circle around themselves. People use it to go more so in a semicircle. type of movement. There's many directions that you can take this. The base of the step, of course, since we're learning these in these sets, is just a simple side to side. So.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that like when we introduced Bakadava, kind of the name of the game with this step is transitions and all about movement, and you can use this to move anywhere. So definitely a lot of things you can play with here to get from spot A to spot B. So we have about 4 minutes left. Do we just want to do that once more to keep it fresh and then go to either Atami or hand gestures or something?
Yeah, why don't we?
Okay, sounds good. All right, so we'll do that once more.
Try to come back a little bit this time.
Talangu takadimi takata dinginatom ta te ta de te ta ta te ta de te. One more time. Ta te ta de te ta ta te ta de ta. Good job.
And another thing I think we talked about last week or 2 weeks ago, which is coming to memory now, so I'm glad we did this again, is the question of which foot should we be lifting, right? So you don't want to necessarily make it feel awkward and have it be more of a gallivanting type of movement. What I typically do is I use the foot that I'm going in the direction of, and I use it as kind of the dominant stamping foot, and I fold the back foot. So I use that as kind of, I use that to kind of move, stamp, and I fold the back foot to get a little bit of grace in there. So don't feel like you have to fold both feet. It will feel very unnatural. You want to just at least make sure you're trying to fold that back foot. And again, for both feet anyways, your base step should just be a nice and solid stamp. And if you get that, that's a great start. All right. I see we do hand gestures. We're up to me with just a couple minutes left. Anita, I'll spotlight you. Want to go through that with us? I think you're still on mute. Don't worry, you weren't in the spotlight yet.
Yeah, I was just transitioning and I was like, oh, okay. I was gonna say, I think we should go through Atami once more. I think, again, this one is gonna be hard to, like, I think it's gonna be, like when you're watching on YouTube, I think that you're gonna have to kind of practice on your own. That's gonna be best for you. One thing I did, we were talking about tips and tricks for Atami. And so one thing that we had mentioned, right, is like, so the Atami itself, just to back up, is just your neck movement going from side to side. And something that's very common when you first learn it is it's very hard to isolate this particular movement. It's very easy to move your shoulder to one side or another. So one tip that we had talked about last week is holding your shoulders down and just making sure that, like, kind of it will limit your movement. Another thing that could be helpful is if you stand in the corner, like kind of where two walls meet, and kind of press your shoulders against. My mom reminded me of this. There's like very little space in between there, so it's almost like you can't really move your shoulder. It's kind of like rigid.
This is what Anita did in timeout as a child. Practiced Atami in the corner of the room.
I remember my mom used to she would just like hold me there. So it was like, I was actually cornered. I was in a corner and she was in front of me. So another thing to do. I was gonna say, Kristen, you're doing a good job, I was noticing. So yeah. So I just wanted to kind of bring that up. I think in a couple of sessions, what we could do is, if viewers are kind of watching and practicing at home, there's like kind of different things, like you can like bring your head in a semicircle, you can like bring it in a V, like there are different things that we can go over. But definitely that's something that you would have to practice at home first. So, yeah. I see we're right at 8, so I think maybe probably Namaskaram for today, and then obviously we'll definitely review hand gestures and everything later. We all love those, so.
Yeah. All right, that was a quick spotlight. We all got to see Anita's beautiful face. So, all right, thank you for that. I agree with Anita though on the Adimi, is that it just generally takes at-home practice. If it doesn't feel natural right now, it definitely just takes some time. So, again, I would always stress for that as well, to not go over. Don't try to push it too much. Again, it's a very subtle movement. And so really focus, like she said, on keeping those shoulders down and really isolating this part. It's better to start off with like a smaller movement, a more subtle movement, like we're seeing in ballet for some of the steps too. And then over time, we can always work up towards something that maybe in a mirror would look a little bit more, visible. All right, so we'll start, end with Namaskaram, what we started with. So again, hands and Katakam. Okay. Talang takadimi takatadiginato. Takadimi takajanu. 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 Ta. All right, quick class. Thank you guys. Any questions? I'll remove the spotlight. Okay.
I recognized once what we did at the end there, once you said that you can do it around yourself in a circle.
Yeah, yep.
You've done this before in choreography.
Yeah, definitely. I also see it used in semicircles a lot. That's another very, very common one. I think rarely in actual dances is it used just from side to side because that's, just generally it doesn't have the most use of space, and usually a dance they tend to like to, create that depth. But it is definitely just the best way to learn the angles and the posture. All right, any other questions? Kristen, Jackie, do you have anything for us from ballet? Any last minute tips and reminders?
I don't think so.
Thank you for all the emojis, the picture icons.
I know, it's cute. Yeah, I don't think I have anything.
Okay. Any announcements from anybody for the week? I'm trying to think what we have.
I think the usual, we have the merch, so make sure to check it out. If you're watching it on YouTube, it's right below. You have a link to merch. And also, please donate at saathmn.org/donate.
Mm-hmm. And I think for the most part right now, I think that's the only, we'll be here on Wednesdays from 7 to 8 p.m. Central, United States time. So please do join us on Zoom. We love to have you, and it's a lot of fun to dance with you guys live. And I think that's it in terms of programming currently right now that's open. And we'll definitely be updating you as there is more. Okay, bye guys. Bye everybody, and see you next week.
Bye.